Hey everyone, thanks so much for hanging out with us on Facebook. You know the drill. I'm Lauren. You've met me before, the social media manager right here at Mike Staff Productions. But you can see we've changed things up a little bit. We're hanging out here in our Troy office, and I've got Kirk Cologne with me today. He's going to be helping us with our wedding planning. And Kirk, my gosh, you've been part of the company forever.
I joke and say I've done this since I was a kid, but it's actually true. So yes, I've been around a while, so hopefully I can be helpful for our Facebook audience today.
Awesome. And I mean, when you come and visit us at our Troy office, Kurt's going to be here. He's someone that meets and works with our couples throughout their wedding planning process. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, how we can help people look for the right wedding vendors, because there's a lot of decisions that need to be made.
There is.
So where do you start when you're engaged and now you're shopping?
That's a good question, Lauren, and I think that building the key team is really a huge step to successful wedding day, and also not to mention how valuable it is to have that peace of mind between hiring these teams and then waiting to the wedding day, because we all know it's a long time, right?
Exactly.
I think that some of the best feedback I'll get from our couples, just even if, for example, how they find us, is a lot of it is based on a referral or a recommendation. I think that probably rings true for any business, right?
Yep.
But couples are real passionate about their wedding, and we've all heard, unfortunately, some horror stories about vendors messing things up, So it's like, we want to avoid that at all costs. Anybody watching this video, no matter where you're getting married, you want to avoid that at all costs. So don't be shy in this process, Typically, the wedding community is full of good people that want to point you in the right direction, So typically, couples are going to start with booking the date, and that includes booking the venue, right? I don't think there's probably a better person than a seasoned, representative from the venue that has seen and worked with these vendors many times. So of course I would say start there. Reviews are super important. We can probably get into that big time, but I would definitely, don't be shy. Ask for some help with the venue, the church. They'll point you in the right direction.
Because these venues and churches and ceremonial locations, they have what we call in the industry preferred vendor lists. So and I mean, not to toot our horn, but Mike Staff is on a lot of them because we have a lot of experience with so many different venues.
We are so fortunate to be trusted by a lot of the venues, and there's not a magic wand. It's event after event after event, year after year.
Experience,
right,
and time.
And we might not be the right fit for everybody, which is totally fine. That's why there's a preferred vendors list. But I would definitely, start there. Talk to the people at the venue. We're building a really important event, and you got a lot of people you got to trust. So make sure you get the right fit.
So reputation plays a role, as you mentioned, looking at reviews and how many 5 stars, but that doesn't always make it the right fit. I would imagine that you hear from a lot of couples that finding vendors that have a good personality, that match up, that they feel in sync with, is really important too, obviously, for how smoothly things go on the wedding day. How does a couple find that? Or what are there certain questions they should ask? What should they kind of be in tune with when they're working with vendors or trying to narrow them down?
That's a super thoughtful question, and that's good that you even go in that direction, Lauren, because, me too, even though I get to represent a great team of talent and help people with bookings and everything, the first question I ask when I call any business is, how much does it cost? Because I don't know what else to ask, frankly, you know what I mean? So I do think it's really important to get a budget, but then also don't underestimate that you have to spend a lot of time preparing with this person, and then they're going to be with you at the wedding day. And then in regards to video and photo, there's a lot of collaboration in post-production, so you really do have to make sure it's a good fit. And I think it's just the old-fashioned way, Lauren, is at the most simplest look at it, make sure when you're meeting vendors that you clearly understand what they're going to do. Meaning, what's it look like between now and the wedding? What is expected of me? What do I have to do? How are we going to define the wedding day? What's going to happen throughout the day? So we have a good time expectation. And then in the post-production, know what you're going to do on that side of things. So know what they're going to do, and also while you're having those conversations, you're just going to know if it's a good fit, if you like talking to the person. Make sure that I would look for a vendor that's going to collaborate. It's a two-way street. In my years of doing this, there's some really heavy-duty talent in Metro Detroit. But I've also ran into some heavy-duty egos, and by all means, ladies and guys watching this, I don't expect you to know a ton about all the intricacies of being a photographer, a videographer, a DJ, but just make sure you feel comfortable with the person that you're working with, and that you have a voice.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a voice, you can, they're going to give you suggestions, and feel free if you don't like the suggestion, ask for,
them.
yeah, just please don't feel like you have to be put in this box and this is what you're going to
That
do
you're
because
stuck.
this is what I've done for 20 years and this is what I'm doing for you. So just have that comfort, know what they do, and then feel comfortable with, just that relationship. And
Right.
and if you feel good with those two, you're off to a good start.
Yeah, it's a connection.
Yep.
And check out, for those of you watching, and if you have questions, we'll get to them at the end. And when you're kind of rewatching this with maybe your fiance and trying to get some tips and information. But we have a bunch of links in the post, actually. 20 questions that you can ask your wedding vendor, photographers in particular. Also, I've posted a link on the post as well to give you a little bit of an experience about what it's like here at Mike Staff, because I do want to touch on that.
Yeah, we can do that.
I feel like we offer a pretty unique experience where we allow people to choose your vendor and who you want to work with, and that kind of answers that personality question,
It
and
does.
you kind of feel that connection already. So I think that that's important. So kind of walk people through, and I mean, check out the link. Kurt gives you an office tour and kind of gives you a step-by-step process of how it is. But when they're upstairs and they meet you and they make the appointment, what's kind of the meat and potatoes of how they get to choose?
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you asked, because it kind of just goes right into the last question you asked.
right.
And again, guys, there's tons of options in the metro area. And if you do want to check us out, happy to have you in. And let's take it back to the beginning. We've always been a collaborative team of people that work together, which is unique. There's a lot of single operator DJs, photographers, and videographers. That's great. I mean, there's a lot of options, right? Here's kind of unique because we have a team of creatives that work together.
Right. That know each other.
Right, and it wasn't, and that was pretty unique, and it still kind of is. So since we didn't have a model to follow, like this is how you represent a talented team of people for weddings, we really just said, how would we want to shop for this? You know what I mean? Like the end result is I've DJ'd for many, many years. How would I want people to feel like shopping for a service like this? So I just thought it would be frankly boring and like no personality just to have somebody come in or have a phone call and just give them a price sheet and say, would you like to book? I don't know. It just doesn't turn me on. It
Right.
seems so like non-creative.
Cold,
It just seems so business to business. So years ago, we said, hey, you know what? Let's put our team in a chair like this. Let's interview them and show them why they're passionate about being a DJ, why they're passionate about being a photographer. Let's show a variety of video work. Let's really get the couples to know who we are, what we do, and why we do it. So I find that, from years of doing this, as much as we are super blessed to have couples write us great reviews and that the job was done well, I would say, and you read all these reviews,
Right.
like 70% of them will mention the initial meeting.
Right.
That they liked coming in.
It's
They felt welcome.
stress-free.
Yes.
We just try to make it easy and stress-free on them. And so they feel
Yeah.
that connection right away. And I think that's kind of what all of this boils down to is when you're talking with someone and meeting someone that's going to work your wedding, you just want to feel like happy and put at ease, right?
Totally, and I'm proud to show them off. Like we have super awesome people that work with us,
Right.
And I think if I just said, hey, Vesna shot this.
Right.
I'm not doing her any. I want to show that she's great. I want to show off our DJs that they're great guys. I like to tell their story. I mean, we really developed this place, frankly, how we like to shop.
Right.
And I like to feel valued. I want our customers to know that we totally care and we want to play that wedding matchmaker, and get you somebody that's great at the job, but also somebody that you're going to click with and somebody you have confidence with.
You found your fiance. Now we have to find the right connection between
Hey.
your vendors.
Yep, that's it.
Well, awesome. Well, we hope that Kurt's advice just kind of helps point you in the right direction. That's what this Facebook Live is all about. We just want you to feel comfortable and confident when you're shopping for your vendor. So check out some of the links that we posted. And hey, if you want to come meet with Kurt or our awesome team, we're here to kind of point you in the right direction so you find the right fit no matter who it is.
Absolutely. And thanks, Lauren, for asking the questions.
Yeah.
And anybody watching, feel free to post up some questions, give us a call. I know this can be an intimidating process, so we're cool, we're friendly,
Yeah.
we'll make it easy on you.
And let us know what you want to hear about next time, and we'll get the camera out and we'll do it again. So thanks for hanging out with us today.